Hi Virgo, and welcome to the Mother Tressa channel. If you're already familiar with this space, then you know what to expect, so welcome back. But if you're new, then welcome in. So glad to have you. And I pray that you feel safe enough to be in this space with me. Know that there was no coincidence in you being here, but all I ask is that you leave better than you came, and also engage with me in the comment section to let me know what resonates, if anything does. Okay, like this video, share with other Virgos that you know, and subscribe if you F with the vibe and you want more of these videos. But also hit that post notification bell so you're made aware as soon as I upload a reading. Before I pull cards, I want to let you guys know what's going on in the sky. So at the moment, the sun is in Libra at 15 degrees. That number 15 gives you that Gemini influence. The moon is in Gemini at the 21st degree, which is Sag influence. Mercury is in Scorpio at the 9th degree, which is again that Sagittarian influence with that number 9. Venus is in Virgo at the 5th degree, which is Leo's energy. And then you have Mars in Aries at the 22nd degree, which is Capricorn's energy and influence coming through here. Okay, Knight of Wands. First card out. Let's see. After the Knight of Wands, you have the Strength card and the Ace of Coins. Okay. I'm living for all this positivity, feeling empowered, upbeat, energetic, maybe a little bit more extroverted than you guys may normally be. You want to go out into the world and socialize, like you wouldn't mind being invited to a party and or potentially hosting a party at this time, just having like somewhat of like an intimate kickback, you know, where there's enough people there that you can mingle and maybe be able to bounce ideas off of people that you don't have day-to-day interactions with, you know, people that aren't a part of your normal posse, but again, not too much to the point that you guys are uncomfortable and then, you know, recede into your shells, because, you know, Virgos are associated with the Hermit card. So let me show you guys the cards for those especially that aren't familiar with tarot and how these cards can look. The Knight of Wands looks like that, followed by the Strength card and the Ace of Coins. Some of you guys, you just know it in your hearts and in your souls that something is on the horizon. You can tell that your luck is changing for the better, or whatever circumstance you have been in is about to really propel you into a place that you long hoped and prayed for. Okay, so this is a really exciting time. Some of you guys are feeling very antsy because you know that you're on deck for something amazing, but maybe for some of you guys, you have forgotten what seeds you had planted in, you know, your season of dormancy when you were meant to be more introspective. Maybe some of the things that you have thought of in the mind, conceived of as far as like projects that you maybe have wanted to jumpstart, like a new business in fitness maybe, and or with wanting to push out like new supplements, or just rebranding your whole environment altogether. That can be like your physical home, and or it can be your workplace environment, and or if you are already an established individual, then this can be you wanting to change maybe the motto or make it a little bit more modernized and or a little bit more lively to really attract the attention of the audience and or demographic that you have been trying to I guess co-create for. Whatever you want your consumers or your audience to be, really on target with that. Knight of Wands, as far as being single, this is again, you may be wanting to be a little bit more flirtatious. Some of you guys, you might have a little rendezvous coming up for the weekend. For those of you that actually get Monday off, you get a 4-day weekend, so you might try to do like a quick getaway. It could be a staycation, but something romantic and or something just centered around yourself, something that you can enjoy, that you've been waiting and or longing to do for a while now that you maybe had to put off because of other worldly responsibilities, things that you've been doing, and or in your caretaking of other people that might have needed resources in whatever way that could mean from you, be it money, be it spiritual insight, and or just your mental prowess and energy in that way, just by the way that you see things, your perspective, and or just needing your support in other ways, and so you haven't been able to be there for yourself. So at this time, I feel like you guys will be either taking spiritual baths, going somewhere like outdoors, taking a hike somewhere to your favorite place or somewhere that you've always wanted to go, and or just cooking a meal that you maybe have pinned on Pinterest that you've been dying to try, but again, just due to haste and other things going on in your life, you just never had the opportunity to. So something is coming up. Now, if you have been trying to state claims as far as building a brand and or a reputation and wanting to gain popularity, that is on the table for you guys. I feel like whatever it is that you put out is something that is fresh, something that is, I want to say, unique, just because you have the Ace of Coins that is here, which talks about the number one and one being individual. And then you also have the Nine of Coins here. Also, this is also picking up from the transit information that I was telling you guys about, with like that Sagittarian influence that's coming through, Gemini influence that's coming through, being ruled by Mercury, as well as you Virgos. The Strength card with Venus being in Virgo, but at the 5th degree, you know, that Leo influence of wanting to be a little bit more playful and or dramatic, somewhat like a prankster at this time. So you're going to be a little bit more lighthearted and or wanting to do more activity oriented things, as opposed to maybe your more laid back and homebody nature when it comes to how you are expressing yourself at this time with somebody that you could be romantically attached to, right? So you can be actually going out to dates feeling a little bit more comfortable now that you've gotten accustomed to like the rules and regulations since the start of COVID and all of that. You're no longer going to be letting certain things restrict you and or hold you back from having really, I'll say fundamental, because the word that I really want to use has escaped me, but fundamental life experiences here. Like you're tired of feeling like you're missing out. Okay. Now, if you're already in a relationship with someone, again, surge of romance, libidos could be heightened at this time. Venus is in Virgo, so it's kind of in its fall. Virgo isn't really comfortable in or with Venus. Venus isn't comfortable when Virgo is in. I don't know how I'm trying to say it, but y'all, come on. It's been a long day. Anyway, so somebody that has a Venus in Virgo, if you are partnered with this person, you're going to be learning at this time and finding great appreciation in at this time the way that this person shows love. This is somebody that is very observant. You know, if you mention, like, say, like you like comic books, right? And so say that you've been looking for this like one Hulk figurine, or you remember as a kid that you had this one Hulk figurine and your birthday's coming up or some other event is coming up, y'all's anniversary is coming up, and you mention that just in conversation, not thinking anything of it. Venus in Virgo is the type of person that will be that thoughtful to get you something that you have like a, what do I want to, like sentimental hold on. Again, for lack of a better word, y'all, please bear with me. I feel like you know where I'm getting at though. Like whatever holds sentimental value to you, this person cares about, and that's how they show you, and or just through certain acts of service. So if you know that the way that you give love is more so physical, it's more so outwardly expressed, just very loud and boisterous about the way that you show love. Like your language is more so like gift giving and or public displays of affection. You're starting to appreciate the contrast with whoever it is that you're with and or could be with coming up. because you can understand just by running the scenario through your mind just how suffocating and or limiting or boring maybe even a relationship could be if it's only one way, right? So just imagine if somebody were just as into physical touch as you are. So that leaves quality time out of the picture. That leaves, again, acts of service out of the picture, words of affirmation out of the picture, which you'll most likely get with a Venus in Virgo. Like, this isn't someone that's going to be super clingy. And so you can appreciate that, because maybe in other relationships you realize that though in your mind's eye or in a part of your heart you want to be just desired, at the end of the day, devotion and loyalty matters the most. And you can understand, like, when you never have time for your own personal space, like when you never get your personal space, you can start to then become more agitated and act out in other ways that just are unbecoming of your natural self in other relationships in the past. And so whoever you're with now, you again appreciate the way that they operate, you know, because at the end of the day, it's helping to sustain the relationship. It's keeping it healthy, okay, for others of you that may not have had so much of this in other pairings, all right? For those of you that are single, you're happy being single because you're really learning more about yourself. You're taking the time to really develop skills that maybe, again, you have neglected in some way or another, and or may have been a little too insecure to cultivate at one point, because again, you do have that Leo energy that's out here. Right? Some of you guys, you're glad to not be with anybody because maybe you have had a sexual addiction, and so this is a season of you learning discipline, you know, and finding the advantages to celibacy, potentially, you know, with saving yourself for somebody. It makes you that much more attractive to know that you are not just throwing yourself to anybody out of a space of vulnerability and or feeling lonely, right? And feeling like you need a companion. Some of you guys, you're fresh out of a relationship that maybe was a little bit too dramatic, too controlling, too possessive, too much of the wrong things that, you know, just weren't in alignment with you. And so you have the mentality of like, I can do bad all by myself. I would rather just be by myself than to be in something that really makes me feel like I'm not seen, and or like I continually have to sacrifice myself, but I don't really get anything out of it. Like I'm being fed breadcrumbs, you know, at the end of the day. Yeah. Where this person uses me for everything that I have to give, essentially, like only wanting you for what it is that you have materially, knowing that you're much more than that. So for those of you that are single, you're not upset about it. Again, with Venus being in Virgo, there are other things you can focus on, like your health, getting back into the gym, implementing other things into your daily routine, and developing better habits so that you can see better outcomes. For those of you that maybe tried to sow something in the past, but due to your own inconsistency, wasn't really able to reap the harvest, you know? So some of you guys, you're starting over, new grounds, but that's okay. Fresh starts are always good. And also, if there are multiple things that you have tried to sow in the past, just understand that everything has its season. So right now, just revel in whatever it is that has come to pass for you while the job opportunity is still coming up, you know, while you're waiting for that call back. And or while you're waiting for love and romance to come into your life, learn a new language, you know, network with people at this time, because you will be coming off as very amicable with the sun being in Libra at the 15th degree. Gemini's influence is there, right? Just wanting to be, is voracious the word? Gregarious. I think gregarious is the word. your vocabulary can also be expanding. You might be surprising yourself in conversations that you're having with people, certain words that you decide to utilize. And it's like, oh, I forgot I had that in my repertoire. And so that might inspire you to want to take up a vocation, a job, or do something freelance oriented that has to do with speech, and or again, just making you maybe want to look through the dictionary from time to time, like, you know, just so that you are that much more enriched as an individual, right? But yeah, with the sun in Libra, as I was trying to say, at the 15th degree, coming off as very amicable, you know, friendly, somebody that just likes to have a good time, somebody that is almost down to do whatever and or try whatever, which again is very unusual when it comes to Virgos, because you guys are a little bit more so on the introverted side until you really get to, again, observe and learn a person to know whether or not you want to give them access to you, your energy, and like your inner circle. You kind of put people through like I don't want to say like an interrogation type of period, but you definitely try to test them. They go through an initiation of sorts before you deem them worthy enough to, again, be a part of your day-to-day life. But I feel like for once, you are showing a different aspect of who you are, and can be, again, when you are in a space that makes you feel safe enough to be so extroverted and or just let your guard down altogether. But yeah, now's a good time to really promote yourself, promote your work. You can be very witty, comical with this Leo energy that's here. The Knight of Wands come off again. It's just very lively, like somebody that people just want to know or should want to be around, you know, giving people a reason to look into your work. At this time, if you've been working really hard in a certain field, you can be getting back good reviews for the customer service and the way that you have helped people. That can be coming around again, which can also bring traction to your business, right? Where you are gaining popularity at this time if you don't already have it. Everything looks good with the moon being in Gemini at the 21st degree. Your emotions, the way that you express yourself, very articulate, again with that Gemini here, that Gemini or whatever. I can't speak, y'all, that Gemini influence, but at the 21st degree, being that that's also teamed up with Sag, and those are like opposing signs, you know. Sag is the opposite sign from Gemini. So it can be that desire to fully understand, right? Either your emotions or the emotions of other people. And so you really playing the back seat and playing the person that is going to be more attentive at this time can work to your benefit. Because you can read between the lines. Anybody that's trying to BS you and are trying to minimize a situation that actually might be larger than they're making it seem, and or to the other end, you know, vice versa. You're going to be able to feel that out, and be able to make proper, rational, logical judgments based off of what you're hearing, and or vice versa. If you have to go to somebody at this time, they are somebody that you can trust, right? So if you have trust issues, this is going to be a little bit of a challenge, because it's going to ask that you come out of your comfort zone a little bit and be a little bit more transparent about the things that you have wanted to kind of turn a blind eye to in the past, right? All other placements, I feel like I've already spoken on, so I won't go too deep because this video will be too long then. But really, that's what's coming through. Everything is really good right now. Working on that sacral, solar plexus, heart chakra, those three. Carnelian would be really good for those that really need courage at this time. What's that one stone? Oh, it escapes me. But as far as herbs, use fenugreek right now. If you're trying to attract abundance into your life and opportunities, mop, like your mop water, add like fenugreek into your mop water. Do things with cinnamon at this time, like make coffee and put a little bit of cinnamon in your coffee. That will attract good luck, fortune, and the like. Get a green candle. Bay leaves also work wonders if you know how to use herbs. And I still can't think of that stone. What is it called? What is it called? It escapes me. I'm gonna put it in the comment section when I think about it though. But use those things at this time to really bring yourself back into alignment. If you feel like you are overcharged and or underdeveloped in a certain area, you might be learning more about that at this time, which again will work to your benefit. Again, as far as self-development is concerned, learning your own natal placements and or where you lie and or what your purpose is at this time, that's really big for you. If you felt a little lost or just distracted, like off your path, that's coming up. But yeah, if this video resonated for you Virgos, definitely give me a thumbs up. Again, share this video and subscribe. And if you would like to get a personal session with me, hit me up in the link that I will leave in the description box below. But if I don't hear from you, then please just take care of yourself and soul until you see me again. Ciao.